The housing crisis is one of those problems that causes other problems. It's the reason for long, depressing commutes. It makes it difficult for people to transition out of homelessness, causing Los Angeles and San Francisco to have the largest homeless population in the country. Of course, it sucks for the renters themselves, who end up having greater difficulties saving money and living a financially stable life. So what causes this? Honestly, it's something that infuriates me as a Los Angeles renter, and hopefully it will infuriate you as well. It's zoning. Zoning are the local government rules that apply to housing, development, and land use. They separate commercial districts from the residential districts. There are even guidelines for how big a unit has to be and whether it has to have a parking lot. All these restrictions have an effect of reducing the supply of housing, especially so-called single-family zoning, or R1 zoning. That's when localities prohibits the building of multi-unit housing within certain areas. Los Angeles is actually 78% zoned for single-unit housing, which is why when you look at Los Angeles, it's just downtown skyscrapers surrounded by suburbs. It's also why Los Angeles has a
housing crisis.
An affordable housing crisis.
Housing crisis.
You know, the state of California is really in a housing crisis.
Because Los Angeles is bringing in newly created jobs, there's a high demand to live here. We have a population of 4 million. However, in terms of housing, it's just a giant suburb. And when you have an increased demand and a legally restricted supply, prices rise. So what's the solution to the housing crisis in Los Angeles? Frankly, it's to repeal our stupid zoning laws. Minneapolis is doing something similar by prohibiting single-unit zoning in their city. Hopefully, Los Angeles will follow and do the same. However, this isn't going to happen on its own. Zoning restrictions are largely determined by local planning commissions. These commissions are usually dominated by NIMBYs, which stands for Not in My Backyard. The resistance to increasing density is unsurprisingly from homeowners. I say unsurprisingly because homeowners in Los Angeles are pretty much the beneficiaries of the housing crisis. So if you're a renter or even a homeowner who realizes the damages these inflated costs cause, please find out when your local planning commission meets. Tell them that you don't like the government's prohibiting new housing from being built. Tell them that these restrictions are outdated and making the lives of Angelenos miserable.